Hello, welcome to Wellness Wednesdays and the Rise Up with Orion podcast. We are so excited to join in another guided meditation with our meditation expert, Jenny Gray. Jenny, as many of you know from our past meditations this last year with this series, she is a true expert in meditation, but she is also an expert in coaching here at Orion, as well as our clinical training manager, as well as a lead coach herself. So many of you are familiar with her beautiful face and her voice, more likely. So Jenny, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me again, Tara.
Yes, so excited to start this new meditation all about mindfulness. So Jenny, can you tell us what being mindful means, whether you're doing it within a meditation practice or outside of a meditation practice?
Absolutely. And there's a lot of schools of thought to this, and this could be a forever discussion about this. And its most basic nutshell, mindfulness is just about letting go and being present in the moment. And that can be everything can kind of be boiled down to that.
Wonderful. And a lot of the time, and I've studied a lot of meditation, I know you have as well, is I think there's a little bit of a stigma with meditation and kind of a myth, if you will, that when you're in meditation, you have to completely control your thoughts. Am I correct that that is a myth?
Absolutely. I have had so many people tell me that they cannot meditate because they have thousands of thoughts going through their head. They're like, "Oh, that would be so nice, but I just can't quiet my mind. I've got a million things going through my head all the time." That means meditation is for you. It is it's meditation is not about emptying your mind. It's about being able to allow those thoughts into your mind without passing any judgment on them and being able to let them go. And it's a if you're someone who would love to have a quieter mind because you've got so many thoughts going through your mind, then this would be an excellent practice for you.
And Jenny, one of the things as well that I always have to remind myself when I'm doing a meditation and my mind is going in a million different directions is a lot of the benefits of meditation may not be happening during the actual practice. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. There's some y- there's some people who might not actually feel relaxed during the meditative practice, and it's really not necessary. And going back to that myth that you were just talking about, you may feel when you're doing meditation as though you are thinking thousands of thoughts, and you might actually feel pretty restless. However, at the end of the meditation practice, from a physiological standpoint and hopefully a psychological one too, you'll actually realize that you do feel more relaxed than you did before you began your meditation practice. So even if you don't necessarily feel relaxed in the moment, um, it does have a relaxing effect on your body.
Definitely. And I definitely feel that as well. As if I just take those moments for myself, I do realize my mind, my patience, so much kind of trickles throughout the rest of the day when I take, even 10 minutes for myself. Um, and in terms of this mindfulness meditation and many of the meditations that you've guided us through so far through this series, um, what is the best position, if you will? I'm obviously here in my office, but there's a very comfortable bed nearby. The floor is always here, and then, of course, a wall. So what do you suggest, or is it really up to the person in terms of the positioning, I guess, for whatever meditation we're doing?
Great question. Again, there's a lot of different, very specific positions that someone can take during meditation. Most of those are for more advanced practitioners. Um, if you're starting off, and this can actually to people practicing meditation, they're like, oh, I can't hold this pose, I can't do this. You may hear or read about ideal conditions for meditation. For example, that you should meditate only in a quiet place, only 2 hours after you've eaten, only in a position that you can hold comfortably for 20 minutes, and so on. And those are ideal conditions, but life is seldom ideal. So if you're in a place that isn't absolutely quiet, or if the only time you have to meditate is right after lunch, don't let those small obstacles keep you from meditating. You're still going to be getting all of those benefits. Um, if you find yourself being particularly bothered by noises or the rumblings of a full or empty stomach or what have you, you can simply incorporate that annoying sensation in with the object of your meditation. Um, so there are those ideal conditions that it's quiet. It's been a couple of hours after you're eating, so you're satisfied, you're not hungry, you're not full, and it's just in a position that you can comfortably hold for 20 minutes. And so that can be laying down, that can be sitting, that can be, straight back, that can be, a little hunched over, whatever you feel is comfortable. If you can't reach those ideal positions or those ideal conditions, don't let that stop you from joining in.
And one of the things as well that just like we're, trying to let our thoughts come and go as they do within the practice, same thing with, again, another one of the myths of meditation is that you have to sit completely still and not move and you have to be rigid the whole time. And again, that's also one of those things that I've had to let go, that if I have an itch on my nose, itch my nose. So again, you don't have to be a statue the whole entire time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And a lot of the time, I'll do my meditations, before bed. If I've had no time to myself and this is the only time, you darn well better believe that I am going to lay in bed for 10 to 20 minutes and do a sleep meditation. And half the time I don't even make it through it. And, it's all done and gone. But again, talk about letting everything go and, really resting, and talk about the benefits afterwards if I meditate right into the night. Great benefit for me that way. So laying down is also something that I've found has been very helpful to myself if that meditation is the last thing I do in my day.
Absolutely. Laying down is a great position and one that you can usually hold for 20 minutes.
Absolutely. And I think, Jenny, there's a lot of props, blankets and different things to help you with meditation. And I think, for a lot of our listeners today, it's just doing it. You don't need anything other than your mind and your body and your breath to get started.
Absolutely. Meditation is something like a lot of things that have grown in popularity and become highly marketed. And whenever something becomes really marketable, you're going to find a lot of paraphernalia and tools and things
Mhm.
that are not bad. There's, zero judgment if you use those tools and you find them useful and helpful to you. But those tools should not be barriers for people who are wanting to join in these kinds of practices because they are not necessary.
Right. Well, I think we probably can jump in, and Jenny and I are going to turn off our cameras for those that are watching live so we can just listen and feel and hear and all of those things. So I will turn my camera off and be quiet, and we can launch into the meditation.
Thank you so much, Tara. Okay. And as we begin, just remember that it is not necessary to feel as though you are relaxing while you meditate for you to actually become relaxed. You may feel as though you are thinking thousands of thoughts and are very restless. However, when you open your eyes at the end of your meditation, you will realize you feel much more relaxed than you did before you began meditating. As your mind quiets with meditation, old or hidden pain can arise from your subconscious. If you find that when you meditate, you suddenly feel angry, depressed, or frightened, try to gently allow yourself to experience the feeling without resistance and let go of the temptation to make sense of your feelings. In the event this arises, it can be useful to talk with a counselor or a mental health specialist. One way to work through thoughts is to name them as you notice them. If you notice you are worrying, silently say to yourself, worry, worry, there is worry. You can name planning, reminiscing, longing, thinking, frustrations, anger, guilt, vulnerability, peace, contentment, tired, whatever it is in just the same way. Label it and move on. And this will help you to stop identifying yourself with your thoughts and learn how to let go and to create more spaciousness and peace. So we're going to actually start with the eyes open. And just be aware of the space around you. So, not looking at one thing, but just a soft focus of everything around you. The edges of your focus might start to take on a blurred effect. And maintaining that soft focus. And as you do so, take a couple of big, deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And each time as you breathe, notice how the lungs expand and fill with air each time. And as you breathe, notice how the muscles in the body soften. And one more time, breathe in. And this next time as you breathe out, if you'd like to, just gently close your eyes. And first thing, take a moment, knowing you have nothing to do, nowhere to go for the next few minutes, just enjoying the feeling of having stopped and being still, starting to notice a feeling of weight, your body pressing down into the seat or the surface beneath you. You start to notice the sounds around you. Notice any resistance to those sounds. Reminding yourself to allow any sounds to come and go throughout the exercise. And as you bring the attention back to the body, just starting to get a sense of how the body feels today. So not thinking about it, but just noticing whether there's a sense of stillness in the body or a sense of agitation, whether there's a sense of heaviness in the body or a sense of lightness. And in the same way, starting to notice the breath, the movement of breath, how your breath feels today, where in the body you feel that rising and falling sensation. And remember, as always, if you can't feel that rising and falling movement, I invite you to gently place your hand on your stomach and stay with that movement. As you continue to breathe, you're settling the body, settling the mind, allowing thoughts to come and go. Just stay with that breath for just a few moments longer. On your next breath, take a moment to relax your body and ensure you are in a comfortable position. During this time, you will practice observing your thoughts and feelings without getting stuck in them. Remembering you are not your thoughts, you are an observer of your thoughts. Learning to detach from worry and anxiety, you will focus your attention on your breathing, release distractions, and be in the present moment. As your mind drifts, remember to draw your attention to your breath and breathe slowly and deeply. As you breathe, allow your body to relax. Meditation is simply about letting go, allowing yourself to let go of worries, concerns, and anxiety, allowing yourself to really experience this moment. Begin by focusing on your breathing. Breathe in deeply and exhale gently. Feel your lungs expand and fill with air, oxygen flooding through your body. Don't worry about the pace of your breathing. Your lungs know how much air you need. Just observe your breath without trying to control it. You are an observer. Remembering it is normal for stray thoughts to come into your mind during this exercise. When stray thoughts come in, observe those too. Let the thoughts come in and go out as gently as your breath and float away. Then gently bring your attention back to your breath and continue to observe. While you are breathing slowly, I'll direct your breathing awareness to different stages of the breath. Try and focus your attention on your breath, remembering as thoughts come into your mind to observe them without judgment and allow them to pass through. Notice the breath as it enters your nose. Observe your breath as you inhale, noticing the way the breath feels on your nostrils. Feel the breath as it passes through your nasal passages and down behind your throat. Feel each time you inhale, the breath passing down your windpipe. Sense the breath going down and down. Observe where the air enters your lungs, allowing your breathing awareness to promote a deeper relaxation within your body. Experience the air expand your lungs with each inhale breath. Continue your breath. Feel your lungs expand and relax. Expand and relax. Expand and relax. Continue your breath. On your next exhalation, observe as the air leaves your lungs and begins to travel upward. Turn your attention on that moment of each breath. I invite you to turn your attention to the breath traveling up and out through your mouth. Observe, how does your breath feel in your throat, your mouth, and across your lips? As you continue your breathing, visualize each breath as a whole. Witness the breaths flow like waves. First in, pause, and out. Pause. Observe the pauses, these rests between breaths. Allow your body to sink into a greater state of rest and relaxation. Throughout the breathing exercise, you may notice your attention occasionally drift away from your breath as other thoughts come into your mind. Remember, this is normal. When thoughts come in, as they will, let them float away like twigs in a stream. Observe them and let them float away, and then gently turn your focus back to your breath, turning your attention back to the present moment. Your breath is an anchor to the present moment. It helps you feel how good it is to be alive and reminds you that you are alive right here in the present moment. So come back to what is happening right now with your breathing. Don't try to control it, just observe it. Notice the sensation of air coming in through your nose and into your lungs, expanding them. And notice how it feels going out again as the lungs decompress gently, pushing the air away. As thoughts come in, observe them passively without judgment. Having these thoughts is normal. Just let them go and bring your attention back to your breath as many times as your attention wanders. Notice how it feels to breathe. Notice without judging. When thoughts come in, let them go. Any thoughts or feeling you are having are only temporary. They will not last forever. Let them roll over you like waves on the sea and let them pass. Do not worry about meditating the right way. Just let it happen. Meditation is not about forcing, but allowing, not controlling, but experiencing. There is no right way or wrong way to meditate. Just bring your attention back to your breath. Noticing the different parts of the breath, how it feels to inhale and then to exhale, and the pause between breaths. Anchor yourself to this moment by observing your breath. Start to broaden your awareness. Notice the smells around you. Observe the weight and the texture of the surface behind and underneath you. Observe this moment. Notice the sounds around you and your feelings prompted by those sounds. By concentrating on this moment, you will realize how temporary it really is. Anything going on inside or outside yourself is temporary. Observe your thoughts and feelings without casting judgment on them. Let them drift away like a leaf on the wind, and bring your attention back to your breath. If thoughts come in, don't try to change or control them. You are an observer. Nothing needs to be changed about this moment. Let the thoughts take their course, letting them come in and drift away. Observe your thoughts and then observe your breathing. Let your body breathe for you. On your next inhale, repeat to yourself, I am strong. I am present. I am powerful. And as you breathe out, exhale all of your doubts, your fears, and your insecurities. They bring yourself and others down. Continue your breath. When you feel ready, prepare yourself to come back to the room. Don't worry if your mind has been wandering. Don't judge yourself for having stray thoughts. Just continue to breathe as you bring your awareness back to the room. And as you come out of this meditation, bring with you a sense of detachment from thoughts and anxiety. These calm feelings can stay with you throughout your day. When you are ready, begin by gently opening your eyes. Start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Gradually bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Gently stretch your body, reorienting yourself back to the room. Know you can experience the present moment without getting stuck in your thoughts by anchoring yourself to your breath anytime you wish. Thank you all for joining me today in this meditation practice.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I hope you all enjoyed your practice today. Always feel free to listen to this podcast again on any of your podcast platforms under Rise Up with Orion, or join back into your Orion portal. You can practice this anytime if you need some help with your meditation or if you just want to refocus with your breath. So again, thank you so much, Jenny, and thanks for all of the listeners. We'll go ahead and close up for today. We'll talk to you next month.